hoodies have arrived and I need to get them out. So I've dropped off all the drop-off ones at Warehouse Health Club. I have a couple more since they've landed. A few people have asked for them, so I've got a couple more to drop off at Warehouse. I'm going to hand deliver the ones in Aberdeen because I think that's the best thing to do. Also a bit of networking. One of our sponsors, Gregor from Caffeina, he's the one putting up the big cash prize for the show. He's ordered a hoodie and he trains at Results Gym in Aberdeen, so we'll drop into Results, drop his hoodie off for him as well. And then we need to source bags. The bags we got aren't big enough, so we need to find some bags. Then we need to go to post office, stand in the post office queue for 40 minutes, lose a bit of our lives. Then eventually I'm going to get to go and train legs today, then jiu-jitsu this evening. So yeah, been up since 6:30 in the morning, got everything done, got everything squared away, and yeah, just got shit to crack on with. This is Archie. You can find Archie on the Instagram. Obviously he's a stunner. Hey Bal. Tickle? Yeah, isn't he cool? This is what you really want to see, isn't it? Right, let's go. So I figured out a name for my car. I'm gonna call her Lucille. A large part of what the brand is about is hard-working grafters in this industry. So Johnny, who we're away to go and see just now, he runs a large joinery company, owns his own joinery business. He works outdoors, 12-hour shifts, then goes and trains. He's a 130, 140 kilo man. He's a monster. And he kind of embodies what we're about. But yeah, I wait to drop off his hoodie to him by hand because it's the right thing to do. Please don't try and kill me today, car. He's a large fella, so he's going to need a 3XL. I hope he likes it. Thank you, kindly. It's fantastic. Not for you.
It's just a pasta, better text me one of these.
Coffee tomorrow?
Yes.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. I like dropping stuff off by hand. Keeping that local network ticking away, I think is really helpful. It lets me keep in contact with all my sponsors, people that are involved in the show. That essentially lends itself to the show on the big day. So like if Warehouse is sponsoring a couple of classes. Last year Johnny sponsored a class with his joinery firm. And we're way down to Results. They're sponsoring 2 classes this year. So yeah, just keeping that local bodybuilding network, that local scene. Yeah, that local scene going. Yeah. Right, onward! Lisa at Prep My Diet. So she owns the Bistro Verde restaurant down on the green in Aberdeen. Unbelievable restaurant, but she also does food prep because bodybuilding and fitness is kind of her passion. So anytime I'm ever going away for a weekend, whether it be work or social stuff, I'll pop in and see Lisa, and she'll knock up my my meal prep for the 3-4 days I'm away. So unreal service. She also competed herself this year. She travelled all over the world competing. Came just shy of getting her pro card, raging, but man, she's probably one of the most doggedly determined humans I've ever met. She's just like, yep, cool, rebound, push a bit harder, and then go again next year. So I've got no doubt she'll get her pro card, so brilliant. It's a green light, dude. I've mentioned this to 1 or 2 people over the years, but the Premier on Hutchinson Street, not only does it stock every type of monster that is going, it also stocks single serving slices of Costco cake. So red velvet, chocolate cake, carrot cake. So if you're partial to a bit of cake, the Hutchinson Street Premier is absolutely the one. That bus driver just waved at me. That was Phil Wright, the original Mr. Aberdeen. He won't mind me saying that. He is the original and first Mr. Aberdeen. And he's driving his bus. And we'll probably see him in the gym in an hour. So see when people are like, I'm hardcore, I get up at 6 AM and I go train. I think Phil's up at like 3:30. Phil goes to his bed about 7 PM. And he's sitting at a bus stop in the cold, like eating his chicken and rice. Everyone up here is grafting in some way, shape or form. So unreal to see. His first show was our show, and he was inside out peeled, man. So yeah, hats off to the guy. Another 3X from Aladdin's Cave. Okay, that's it. Only big boy sizes to date. I think this adds to the hardcore feel, you know what I think? Hi Steph. I'm here to drop off a hoodie for Rab. I'm going to take a picture of it and send it to him to be like, here's your hoodie. Chiro! What's up with your voice? What was that?
I lost it.
What happened there? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Your balls drop.
Yeah.
What are you on about? It's low enough, this car. This car's low enough. What are you talking about?
Nice, is it? I thought he was telling you off then for being...
I don't think so. I thought he was telling me off. And I was like, moving. He's like, oh, I don't care. Man's a lunatic. So he drives that the van to the side. It's wrapped like candy purple, and it's on air ride. So he literally drives it on the deck. He can't go over like cobbled streets and stuff like that. And he's like, yeah, you need your car this low. Like, I couldn't actually drive my car. It's pretty essential for that dude. This used to be like where all the fishmongers and little businesses like that were. And slowly but surely they've all got knocked down and these giant office structures have been put in because they're so convenient. There's still like one or two tiny wee fishmongers who are like refusing to sell or move. Like Granite City fish. The roads are a mess in this town. All they ever do is hit temporary traffic lights, one-way systems, like everything is dug up. Look, this is dug up as well. This is dug up. I want to turn left here. Can I turn left? I think so. Boom. Right, welcome to Casa de Results Gymnasium. Big Gregor is a 2X. Cheers. Man. Welcome to the Mighty Results Gym. Hey Ben, how you doing? Is Big Louie in?
He is, he's through there.
So a client, do you know?
Yeah, he does.
Okay, welcome to Valhalla. Mental, innit? How are you? Would you like one?
I absolutely would. Yes.
Yeah. Would you like to try the 2X on? See how it does?
Could do,
Yeah. Yeah. Give that a whirl and see if you want a big one, because they're oversized, so there you go.
So still going with one.
Yeah, just walk. When he walks in, just be wearing it and be like, this is not bad, eh?
That's a pretty good fit.
Yeah, it's nice, eh? Toggles and stuff are nice, decent quality. You want a 2 or a 3?
I'll take a 2.
Yeah, cool. That's a train, by the way. If you are into powerlifting, weightlifting, Olympic lifting in any way, shape or form, strongman, this is the place for you to come in the north of Scotland. Big Lewis here has a bit of a fetish for barbells. So like you said, there's 30 different barbells in this gym, varying from, I think he's at 4 different types of safety squat bar, for instance, which is just ludicrous. Nobody else has that. All the plates are metal as well, which I love. All that clanging and banging. Yeah, brilliant. If you ever want to do a photo shoot as well, right, is there any place cooler than this? Everything's black, everything's rusty, everything's dirty. Yeah, this is the place to come. The different barbells they have. Is this how you escape? Oh no. Ha! Go get some caffeine and go drop off some more at the post office. Yeah, right. Chris has just messaged asking if rather than posting out, we can drop his hoodie off at Warehouse. He's planning on travelling up to Aberdeen to get a session in Warehouse. So we are now going back to Warehouse to drop off Chris Bain's hoodie for him. If anyone is selling you an image of Aberdeen, it's not correct. This is what you're coming into. Like this absolute riot of a town. Are leaning more towards the powerlifting type of stuff. It's definitely a results job. If you are a bit spicy and a bodybuilder, it's Warehouse. Everywhere else, pointless. Spitting facts and all that. Right, Chris Bain, I'm going to drop your hoodie in Warehouse for you. Oof. Send that to Chris, so he knows his hoodie's here. Pretty simple and effective method. You guys have seen Warehouse. It's a fabulous place. Yeah, we're doing. Bye, Steph. Steph's ace, she helps a lot with on show day. So we have a Warehouse, this is where all our tanners are as well on show day. So if you're getting your tan done for the show, this is where you're coming. So Steph O'Brien will be doing everyone's tan. Contact her immediately if you haven't already, if you want a tan done. And Steph, the manager of Warehouse, will look after everyone and accommodate them. So yeah. Is that like some sort of dream-related quote? Pete's big in oil and gas. I assume everyone on the channel knows because he'll mention it. He's big in oil and gas, so he's been sent to Durham to do to do a job for work, so he's doing whatever those oil and gas people do in Newcastle. So he sent me a couple of videos of him doing biceps in Ultraflex Durham. So he's quite happy. He won't be back till next week or the week after. So yes, usually Pete would be helping me out with this stuff. I tend to do the day shift because my work is generally night shift related, and Pete would take over the night shift. So yeah. So usually I would hand over like a bunch of stuff that needed delivered at night to Pete. To the post office and check if they do bags that'll fit the hoodies in them. Go grab some coffee, and then that is our orders done for the day. Two of my meals are blended. Because yeah, gotta get shit done, so hey ho. I grabbed one of these so we have a size reference. Because I look like a dafty. You go in there and ask for bags and they're like, what size is it? And I'm like, this big. Can I have a grande mocha, please? Yes. Every year make it slightly sexier, better, cooler, slicker. So we have the chap, Ted Hammers. Don't know if you can see that. Lighting's awful, I'm sure. But yeah, so he produces like gigantic mental weapons. Try and find the sword because that's probably the funniest one, isn't it? Giant swords. So we're thinking about getting something insane and over the top from this guy for the 2024 show. So stay tuned. We'll have our Old Faithful Sharpie pen, 2XL Granite hoodie, packets to post hoodies in. We have 8 hoodies to go. I'm going to rattle through these whilst we sit and have a coffee, bag them, and then go stand in the post office queue and send them. Pete, why did you have to take the week off? GCB. Essential. That's fantastic. That was fantastic, wasn't it? Yeah, now I've had some caffeine. I need to write the rest of these out. Another process to do, so I'm going to match the size to the person and then scribble them out on my bonnet in my car. Pete just messaged me. He said, "Where are you filming? Why have you got Simon? What's going on?" I said, "Sorry bud, I had to do it without you." Let's go. I forgot, I actually changed them in my phone to Shetland Pete. Like Shetland pony because he's so short. So now his display picture is a little Shetland pony, so Shetland Pete. Yeah, hey Pete, me and Simon are out. We're just doing the remaining clobber run. Just away to the post office, then away to go train. How's your day going? First is okay, yeah. Getting there faster, makes more sense. Great success to survive the post office. To head to the gym to train, because it's the only time I have. So yeah, in for a leg session at 1:30 in the afternoon. Don't neglect your calves, boys. I'm going to answer some frequently asked questions that you get on the Instagram page and on show day to lead up to it. So try and answer as much questions as we can today. So I am currently dieting at the moment. Dieting for the show so I can fit into my tuxedo. A big one is the Justice for Chester is tanning. So tanning on show day. So Dream Tan is a very popular tan in Scotland, across Europe. We're not allowed to use it. The Federation are okay with Dream Tan, but our venue, I think you'll all agree, is very sexy, very fancy, and they 100% do not allow Dream Tan. So to make sure we can continue to put a massive show on at an awesome venue for you guys, we can't allow Dream Tan. If you are wearing Dream Tan, the judges have been told to mark you down for it, because we have specifically asked for you not to wear Dream Tan. Bit of a nightmare, because I want everyone to be able to afford to compete. Not everyone can afford a professional level of tan. We have Steph from Liquid Sunrays coming. She has limited spaces. I'm pretty sure she's booked out, but she does have a cancellation list. So if you're not already, get in touch with Steph O'Brien and get your tan booked. And failing that, other variations. Pro Tan do a very good kit. So you get like your scrub, your pre-tanning layers, and then you get your glaze and stuff all in one pack. The issue with Dream Tan in particular is that it will stain anything it touches. So for instance, you're in Dream Tan and you touch a white wall and that, like, I'm probably gonna have to scrub that wall myself personally after the show's done to a point where I'll take the paint off. If you sit on one of the toilet pans and you get Dream Tan on, I have to replace that toilet pan. So if I see you wearing Dream Tan, I'll be upset. If the judges see you wearing Dream Tan, they'll be upset. So Pro Tan, a spray tan. So if I recall correctly, you can get a number 16 spray tan, which is good enough to be a bodybuilder. So they only do, I think it's like professional tanning, level 16 is for dancers and bodybuilders only. So Pro Tan, a spray tan at level 16, or get in touch with Steph O'Brien at Liquid Sunrays, and that's your options. Or be that one guy that rocks up, forgets the tan, just stands there pale white. You get one of them every year. What I would always say to competitors, first time, seasoned professional, control the variables you can control. So you can't control who turns up on show day, but you can control your tan. So if you go and get a professional level tan, it's one big box tick, you don't need to worry about it, you look flawless on show day. If you go and buy some Dream Tan, for instance, you've got to worry about applying it, not touching anything, getting caught with it. So it's another variable, it's more stress. If you go and get your mate to tan you in a toilet somewhere, there's no guarantee that's going to look good on stage. Chances are you're going to sweat, it's going to run off you, and you're going to look crap. So control your variables. One of the big variables is tan, so book a professional tan. Weight limits. We don't have any weight limits. Go on, son. So we have some height restrictions in certain classes, but we have no weight limits. So at most shows, if you're competing in the classic class, you'll have a weight cap. I want the best possible bodybuilder to be on stage who looks classic, so we have no weight caps in classic. And the theory behind that is I watch classic bodybuilders flatten out and ruin their shape trying to make weight cuts. Now, I want you to rock up in your best possible shape, bursting full but shredded, and you're able to present that classic physique and hit poses. In my opinion, if you look at classic bodybuilders from the past, the old school, they weren't massively depleted. You know what I mean? This is just classic lines, beautiful shape, presentation. So putting a weight cap on that is not something I ever want to do. So no weight caps in classic. We also have no weight caps in any of our categories, but we do have height class. So yeah, check your height classes, but no weight caps. So yeah, be as big and as heavy as you want for our shows, bud. Another frequently asked question is your routine time. So we allow for 1 minute and 20. A lot of the bigger federations only give you 1 minute. I feel like that's a bit short, so we give you an extra 20 seconds. You put a slightly more entertaining routine together, slightly more intricate routine, and you get more stage time. So because we are a smaller show, we can get away with 1 minute and 20. So yeah, you'll have 1 minute and 20 on stage for your individual posing routine. Advice, questions, things I get asked about that are like, what's the best thing to do? Now, you'll see a lot of people do very fancy routines, lots of sexy flowing, kneeling on the floor. Now, my advice would be pose to your strengths. So if you're a beginner and you look very good in, say, a most muscular, but your front double bicep is shit, it's your individual posing routine. So just hit the poses you look best in, because that's all that matters. Put it together with a song that is upbeat or something that means a lot to you. So when you walk away and someone's got a video off it, obviously we'll have videos off the show available to purchase, but you'll walk away with an awesome routine. Also, hiring a posing coach is very handy. So Greg Taylor is from Aberdeen, Andy Scott, who's from Glasgow, both awesome posing coaches. would recommend. If you're in the kind of men's physique realm, there's a chap called Gerard Mankind. He's a physique pro. He does a lot of men's physique guys. I would suggest them. And obviously we have the guys at Proprep Coaching, Steph and Andrew Chappelle. They offer posing tuition. Steph travels the country posing world champions. So if I was a female, Steph would where it would go, and then I would pick my posing coach based on my class and my plans. So if I'm a 300-pound heavyweight, I'm going to probably go with Greg or Andy. If I'm anything below that, I'm probably going to go with Gerard, Mushy. So fueled by Scott's Oats, Andrew Chappelle. That's my suggestions, guys. A lot of people will pick music that is like proper heavy and stuff you would listen to in the gym to train to. That doesn't transfer well onto stage. So if you put like Slipknot, Wait and Bleed on because it's your favourite track and you try and pose to it, the crowd's just going to be disinterested. But if you come up with something with a beat, something familiar, and then something with a bit of a drop. So for instance, if you're going through a very slow posing routine and then at some point you hit something very dramatic, at the point the music drops, everyone will appreciate that. You'll get a round of applause, everyone will scream. So put some serious thinking into your posing routine because you only get a minute and 30 on stage. You want to make it count. Minute 20 even. There we go, that's me. Yeah, so I spoke to a nice lady and her partner who own I love the plates in here. The cryotherapy treatment place in West Hill. So I spoke to them, gave them a breakdown of what we do at the show, local business wise. So they have offered us a free cryotherapy package for a male and a female bodybuilder, and they were nice enough to offer me one. I think I need it in my old age, but hey ho, an interesting experience. So next couple of days we're going to run a competition for anyone who's entered the Granite, male or female. And if you win that competition, you'll be able to go up to the cryotherapy place in West Hill. I'll tag it and stuff and go and try out their treatment. So we're going to send a couple of competitors up there to get their cryotherapy done free of charge. And again, just like local businesses, something to maybe help competitors as well in the long run. So yeah, if I can shed any light on local businesses, aid bodybuilding competitors, any kind of strength training athlete with the platforms I have, I'll do it. Aid recovery, check them out. And yeah, next couple of days will be a competition. So pretty cool stuff. Yeah, beeping away. If he was filming me at the time, I was like, no way, there's Mr. Aberdeen. He takes his bus driving very seriously, does our Phil.
I'm going between Tory and Northfield, probably two worst places in Aberdeen.
Holy fuck. I get this directed at the page a lot and myself. Now, my first port of call with these questions are always to say, do you have a coach? And you should direct this question their way, or find a coach and direct it their way, because I'm not a fan of people guiding themselves into shows. I don't think it ever works. What do I do about carbing up, drying out, all that stuff? Now that's something you shouldn't be asking a promoter, but we get it. So if for some reason maybe you can't afford a coach, maybe you are, very antisocial, aren't a fan of people, etc. I would keep everything very, very simple. So be ready early, be shredded, and treat it like a training day. So I would have your food on a moderate amount, get a slight pump, maybe reduce your water slightly, don't cut it, reduce it slightly, get a good pump and go on the stage, enjoy yourself. But your first protocol should be to find an experienced coach and have them guide you into the show. You shouldn't be asking promoters, things like that. Beautiful. Cerberus strength. Big Callum looking after me for fucking 10 years with my training kit. So I think these are 8, 9 years old and they've taken an absolute hammering and they're still going. So I've actually got new fancy ones, but I just wear those. Quite a lot of people probably have something they want to do, whether that be t-shirts, a promotion, a gig, bake a fucking cake, like whatever you want to call it, and they probably sit idle, like not really sure what they want to do. So I am living proof of like run before you can walk. 99% of the people I spoke to about putting on a giant body show were like, that won't work, it doesn't work up here, how can you do something like that? Everyone was relatively negative. Same with the clothing stuff, so I had the idea for the clothing and I wanted to push it on oversized t-shirts with this massive oversized design, and people were like, oh, that's too much, no. Oh, I don't like the spicy colours, no. I was like, nah, I think that'll work, and I've ran with it, and it seems to have been a bit of a success. So, like, I would rather have given it a go, made the leap, made a jump, and went for it, than sat, another 5-6 years with my thumb in my ass, where like, what would have happened if I really, really fucking tried? So, yeah, if you have something like that in your locker, in your head, I would suggest putting the foot down and just go for it, man, and see where you end up. Because there's various things I see people try and they don't work, but they lead them to a different destination. So 7 years ago or something, I tried a food prep business, and then delivery utterly smashed me, but it left me with all these contacts and ideas. So whilst that didn't work, it led me to a slightly different destination, which has then in turn led me here. So without rambling on too much, if you have something in the locker, apply yourself, go for it. Absolute banger. Ending by Buddy tomorrow in general for legs. That's where we go. Between that and Celine Dion, really. Yeah, so taking it easy because I've got jiu-jitsu tonight, so just got to take it nice and slow. Frequently asked question, last minute stuff. So registration, you can register for the show on the day. We'd rather you didn't, so we can plan it, so we can time it. So if somebody says, hey, what time do you think bikini are on? We can give them a pretty accurate time. But if we have lots of people not registering and showing up, or people not showing up and not telling us, that then makes our timing less accurate. So you could register in advance, that'd be helpful. But if for whatever reason you decide to jump in last minute, you can. Ask for tickets, same chat with tickets. So you can buy tickets now at the little box office, links on the Instagram page. But there will be tickets available on the show day, so even if we sell out the main room, which is what happened last year, we'll still have the balcony available. So if you leave it till a couple of days before, you should still be able to get tickets, I think. So yeah, last minute related stuff, but I wouldn't want to worry about that, so I would get it done early. Another frequently asked question is about feedback. So a lot of competitors will want some level of feedback from the judges. The plan is this year to have a box on the sheet so we can give a very short bit of individual feedback, but that is at the judge's discretion. So if they see someone with a massive amount of potential that's maybe not in condition, they might put on the sheets, this guy needs to come in, 2 or 3 kilos sharper and he'll be bang on the money. But the best thing you can do before the show finishes, in between one of the classes, during the break, when the show dies down, go and tap one on the shoulder and ask for feedback. All our judges are very nice, very approachable, and they've been in the game for years and years, so they'll expect this. And a couple of days later you're like, not really sure why didn't place I wanted to place, ping our judge a message, ping us a message. Quite happy to break it down for people. But yeah, first and foremost, we'll try chatting to a judge on the day. Some information about the British finals. If you win the British finals, you qualify for Worlds, and then that sends you into, where the Worlds held last year. Send you over to Spain anyway, I think it's Madrid that the Worlds are held in. So you get to go and compete abroad if you win Worlds. If you win a class at our show, you're given an invite, or if they think you have the potential, maybe come second, they'll give you an invite to the Brits. Now what I would say is if you're in one of the classes that has a weight cap, so at Classic for instance at my show, we have no weight cap, but if you then go on to Worlds or British, you will have to adhere to the IBFA's weight caps, which are quite low. So if you win Mr. Classic at my class, it might mean you have to go into an open bodybuilding class at Worlds or British. Be aware that just because you've won the Classic class at my show, it doesn't mean you'll go into another show and win it as well, because they'll all have weight caps, whereas I don't. Foot placement, little gym hack. So see if you're one of these idiots, has their feet all the way up here, and you're like, massive, and your range of motion is this. You're not fooling anyone. You all think you're an idiot. Put your feet down the platform. That's a money maker right there. Dripping like a knackered fridge. If you don't know what that means, look it up. A huge part of the show and the idea behind the show was to showcase the talent there is here. You know, kind of from Dundee and upwards, through being a fan of the sport, a competitor in the sport, and seeing more and more people from up this way, across Inverness, all the way down to Dundee, having to travel further and further to compete with other federations, pay astronomical fees without any platform to get on stage. So if you can imagine, first time ever getting on stage, you've never competed before, you don't know the ins and outs. Let's say you have to travel to, let's go with Two Bros. Everyone hates Two Bros. I just see them as a business and a money making machine where competitors aren't exactly high on the priority list. So, the first time competitor, you have to pay, let's say, a couple £100 to make it to their arena where they put all of their shows. To enter a class, you're then hundreds of pounds. You have the opportunity to enter a second class if you want, and then again pay another exorbitant fee. You're what, a hotel and an Airbnb for 2 nights. It's another couple £100 at your first show. So let's say you're traveling from Aberdeen. So you're like 400 or 500 quid in the hole just to go and get on stage for your first time. Or get a spray tan done, pay our entry fee, and rock up on stage. Like, wake up in your own bed. Get your mum to drive you at the fucking show. Or boof, you're on stage that day, and you're at home in your own bed by 8 PM. This didn't happen 3-4 years ago. Aberdeen had this like underground scene of bodybuilders that all had to travel, and now there's a solid bodybuilding, I don't want to say a scene because it's a bit cringy, a community here of like-minded individuals, competitive bodybuilders, businesses, gyms, everything kind of pulling in the same direction. So yeah, a huge part of what gave me the idea was the amount of talent I was seeing in gyms and having to travel all over the country. So yeah, now you just pay our entry fee, you're on stage a couple hours later, boom, job done. Whoa. I do a stretch after quads and then I lie on the floor for a bit.
3 hours later.
I'm so athletic. Oh, so functional. Leg day in the books. If you've lasted this long in the video, thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching. All that stuff, the like, subscribe, that'd be great. Support the channel. I hope I've managed to answer all the common questions we get. But if you have anything, fire the page, a message, drop me a message, or Pete, even Simon if you're looking for a videographer. But yeah, any questions, anything we can do to help with your journey to getting on stage, whether it's with us or anyone else, just ping us a message, man. We're happy to help. Thanks for the support, everyone. It's been awesome. Yeah, we're like 4 weeks away from the biggest show. No, maybe not the biggest. Best atmosphere in Scotland. Let's give it that. See you later, guys. Cheers. Way to go. Roll about with some big sweaty men.